One sync.
What it do? Welcome everybody.
Justice. You know, every time you do that, and then I have to edit, and then I have to listen to that whack ass flate of yours every time.
What are you talking about? This flate, Baba, it can make the cows come home.
No,
bro.
it makes the cows run away from home. That's
This
what it
flate.
does.
Look, I used to be a contractor. You must understand. I used to be a non-tender. I'm the guy that used to, when a girl walks past, we flate them. Hey, my baby! So I learned from the best when it comes to
If you've been wondering who's been calling you ladies, if you've been wondering who's been calling you this whole time when you're passing by the highway or whatever, now he's in the white shirts and shit and Mandela hairstyle and don.
I have
previously a harasser.
I had to. It was part of the job. When you're a flag lady there, remember. When you're a flag lady, you must do the thing.
Elder flag lady, man.
It's part of the job. So
That's
wave your flag.
Welcome to it one more time, man. This is episode 8 of the Easy Just podcast with your boy Obakeng Moroe and of course a flag lady.
Kwandandora, what it do?
Yeah, man. Looking smart, my ninja.
Thank you.
Looking smart.
You,
getting dressed up for the podcast.
Because I'm at work. Where are you, Obakeng? What? You know, I don't know.
Hey, man, I'm loafing, my man. It looks like you're interviewing me now, and I'm coming for the job.
Who's the flag lady now?
yeah, the flag lady done upgraded. This is fun, man. You looking dope.
Must know.
No, next time I'm gonna dress in some fresh shit. Don't know what that is.
Next time I expect a bow tie.
Bow tie my ass.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even own it.
I want you to look like you in the Nation of Islam.
I don't even own a fucking tie. I don't have one tie. Like, no, you know the last tie I bought? The last tie I owned in my life, true to form, was my metric tie.
You serious?
My metric tie. When I was in high school, that was the last time that was a tie that belonged to me. Never bought a tie since. I hate ties.
And for graduation, you just wore a shirt?
I just wore a shirt and I never wore a tie after that. Unless, like, I had to for some or other, and then I used one of my dad's ties, because my dad used to love, and he had, like, super nice
I'm
ties.
trying to think now in my head, where would you... I only came up with graduation as a place where you would need a tie.
Nah.
I'm actually stumped.
That's the one time, and then, yeah. I have
a tie now, but the last time I wore it and I had to was my matric farewell now. I haven't worn it after that. I didn't wear it at my graduation either.
No, we don't do tie. Yeah, ties died.
Ties are a lot.
They are too much. Too damn much.
They're a noose. Abanyabati, it's a noose.
They are. Tie dye. See what I did there?
Exactly.
But yeah, man. In case you forgot, we need to always make this announcement that we have leveled up, and this podcast is obviously now available on Spotify. It will be available on Apple Podcast, on Anchor, on Google Podcast, wherever you find you listen to your
YouTube.
podcast. YouTube, obviously, because we are here. But wherever it is that you want to listen to audio and you don't feel like seeing our faces, man, go there, listen, share, rate. Put down comments and tell people out there in the world that, hey, this is the place to listen. This is the place to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is it.
Look. We are official. We are official. Go check us there on the places. About Joe Rogan. Check there.
Yes, under Joe Rogan. We are there.
You
We're
find
there.
Easy Just Podcast. Essential Wake Up, Papa.
We didn't come here to play. I'll tell you another thing that didn't come here to play, though. This thing called death, man.
Yeah, ish.
It didn't come here to play.
Yeah.
This past week, when you did listen to this, obviously now it would have been maybe a week or so that passed. But we lost. Whoa, man, essential people, mammoths, titans of human beings that we lost, man. Here, back home, in home, right here, in the house, right here in South Africa, we lost a titan of a musician, man, who we all grew up with. Mam Sibongile Khumalo, man, rest in peace. And she was only 63, bro.
Yo, bro. And
only
I mean, like,
63.
She was legendary. I mean, I feel like she just had so much... I don't want to say aura or esteem, but I feel like...
That thing, though. Bene, man. Royalty, man.
You know that thing that Maya Angelou had?
Yes.
That thing.
Yeah.
She just had this aura, like on some... Barack Obama knows
you
to
know,
behave around her.
yes. When you,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
you call yourself to order when Mams Bongile Khumalo is in the room. You're just like, hey, mama,
Ish.
hey, look, I'm thank you.
Exactly, bro.
You know, and she was just like such a bubbly person to be around, man. I've never met her, but I've seen her perform once.
Yeah.
A long time ago. I could be mistaken, but I think it was back home.
And she did opera and jazz, no?
She did everything, man. She did opera, jazz. She played the violin, by the way.
What?
Yeah, she played the violin. I think she played the piano.
I didn't
as well.
know
One
that.
of the first black women in the country to play like
on like
violin,
levels,
on
playing,
levels,
yeah,
on like
yeah.
opera hall vibes, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That stuff, you know, playing in, you know, like
Playing for people wearing ties.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, not us. Important people.
People wearing ties, yes. She played for those people, man. She was, one of our best opera singers. She did jazz.
Yeah, I know.
I think one of her biggest songs in South Africa was, is it Ketiwa's song? Oh, what was it? It's a song where she's scatting. She's not even saying anything.
Oh, she's doing like
In
that
the song.
whole diruba.
Yeah.
Bap.
No pitataya. Don't you remember that song? No pitataya.
I think I reckon, but you know what? I must confess. I know more. What's Fly Away? I know more of
Judith
her.
Sephuma.
Yeah, Judith Sephuma. I know more of her music than I do Sibongile Khumalo. But I recognize the titan that Sibongile Khumalo is.
Yeah, I know, man. She is definitely a titan. We lost her at the tender age of 63, which is still very, very young. So may she rest in peace. I think we are coming to a place where now it's like the end of a generation, if you haven't noticed, especially when it comes to our musicians. Now, look at the people, the caliber of people that we've lost in that space. You look
Hugh
at
Masekela.
Hugh Masekela, who it was what about a
In
year?
fact, even you can take it even before that, and you can take it to his ex-wife first, Miriam
Miriam
Makeba.
Makeba, yes, you know, now Jonas Gwangwa as well, who just passed on. Sibongile Khumalo, who just left us and everything. It's like we're getting to the end of an era. But what I was talking about with a friend of mine a few days ago, when this whole news, I'm just like, I think what's happening is every era has its people that are going to push the art form forward. So now I think our Zoe Modigas, you know, our Judith Sephumas, our
Yes.
all these people that are.
Oh, but you know,
I think-
Zama Jobe, they must.
Yeah, man. But what I'm saying is, Tanintuli, them.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they are going to be the future generation of who, you know, what Osbongile
What
and the
Osbongile
mentors.
was.
Just that the stories are different, but the musicianship and the capabilities and everything is still there.
craftsmanship.
It's just that the stories are different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those people that we've mentioned right now, they are the front runners, the leaders, the pioneers, whom we'll always look up to.
Are you confident that they will reach those kind of levels? You know, because I mentioned, who did I mention just now?
Zoma Job.
Was it Zama Job?
You mentioned something.
You know, it's like I feel like they. I don't even want to say they ebb and flow. They have these amazing first runs, and then it seems like they plateau. And Osbongile Khumalo, they always seem to be on a sort of trajectory. Do you have the same confidence for this generation as you would have had? I mean, no, Hugh Masekela. The thing is with them is that okay, mhlawumbe not just Osbongile Khumalo, but her predecessors were so huge because they also like they made struggle music. And then as they came through, they made even more music like in the new dispensation, but they never
Fell
seemed
off.
to. Yeah, I didn't want to use that word.
Fall off. but I mean, that's what.
Zama Jobo, who else could we mention? Even Ndire. I mean, I loved her music.
Simpiwe Dana. She's still very active. You know,
I mean, do you feel it's just the nature of how music is?
Yeah,
these days?
I think one, it's the way music is consumed these days is not the same. You know what I mean? The trajectory of that has changed a lot. Where now, remember back then, man, people used to buy, you know, vinyls and whatnot, and live shows were a thing, and people would attend those religiously.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's true.
And when you were international, I believe like those people were bigger international stars.
Yes.
Than
Yes.
our generation. Now they were even bigger because
Yeah.
now, man, then people came out in their thousands, you know, and then they reached a level where they were at icon stage where whatever it is that they were going to do, it was always going to earn them a place in the music. You know what I mean? Because now they've reached that stage. Because again, they performed music at a time where it was very critical for for like our growth and the message that South Africa had at the time. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Maybe that's a part of it too, you know. It's like they have left this legacy that is not easy to trump. You know,
Yeah.
it's not easy to do better than Sibongile Khumalo. So then as Zama Jobe or as Pokazi today, they have a mammoth task because if they have to go, you know, perform in Spain, the guys in Spain are like, you're from the same country as Huma Sekela. Oh, so you must be all right.
Yeah, but at least they're running on those shoulders. So those artists,
double-edged sword.
There we go.
Yeah.
So those artists have kind of, I think they've opened up the playing field because now, Zama Jobe, Joy Modicha, whoever that we can make, Tandi Swamazwai, all of them. They have a space to perform internationally and have their music listened to and given a space because of icons like Sibongile Khumalo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So rest in peace to her, man, and support to her family, condolences and everything to her family. I'm not sure if she has kids. I think she did have kids.
I think she got kids. Dr. Khumalo, Dr. Khumalo, one of I've always just made the link. Dr. Sibongile, Dr.
All the Khumalos are just from the same family.
I'm from Joburg. They're from Joburg. I know them.
Dumb. And another
but
person though, we
recipes,
got just under a minute. I think we need to. There's another human being that I think we need to also mention, but we're going to mention her immediately after this because we're at a minute, and I think we're gonna talk a lot more about her. So stick with us. After these messages, we'll be back. Message.
Hurry up and buy. Just make it clap. Just make it clap. But Sean Paul couldn't touch Beyonce in that video. He had to just stand away because Jay-Z was like, yo, you not touching her. It's the rock.
Sean Paul.
Don't be touching my honey.
Don't be touching Beyonce. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, man.
I'm gonna need about a meter between the two of you.
Allow me to reintroduce you to my fist. That's Hov.
So, Jehovah.
Yeah,
you about to meet Jehovah.
Completely. Man, so yeah, we're back at it. It's just
what
podcast.
Up, though?
We talked about a titan that passed away, South African titan musician that passed away. That was Sibongile Khumalo. Now,
an amazing, strong black woman.
Definitely. And another amazing, strong black woman that left us over the seas. Is Cecily Tyson. Tyson, who has left us as well. If you don't know who Cecily Tyson is, go and watch all the Tyler Perry movies. All of them. And go watch all the strong black iconic movies. And she is the one resident old lady. She has been the strong old lady that is not afraid to tell you shit right now. Like immediately, right now. With proper intent.
Like Big Mama without the jokes.
She was just Big Mama, straight up.
Like the original Viola Davis. Think of it like that. Legendary actress.
Yo, man, she's been. I mean, look, she's also another character that's just like in every movie I've seen her in. She's been old all my life as well. Cecily Tyson has been old. Oh my god,
she must have been born at the same time as Morgan Freeman.
My guy, she was 96, fam.
Wow,
96 years.
She acted don't crack, yo.
My guy, she acted with Sidney Poitier. Man, remember Sidney Poitier? She acted with Sidney Poitier. She was I don't know if it was married or just involved, like had a romantic relationship with Miles Davis.
Wow,
that's how old Cecily Tyson is.
Jesus, but those are some old legends.
Legends, yes.
Legends.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, I would expect that. I mean, legends always but Jola Bong. Also, two legend,
legend.
Nabo Tyrese. We legend.
Tyrese.
Yeah, Jola no Tyrese.
Wow. For what? No. You can't take that kind of L. Don't.
Your name has to last like 50 years.
And
like the people you mentioned.
You know what I'm saying?
You know? Sidney Poitier. Don't be playing.
Man, they called me Mr.
Miles Davis, don't be playing.
Don't be playing, man.
Don't be playing.
We only mess with people like that.
But Miles Davis once said to the wife of the president, I don't remember who the president was, but she was, I don't care, maybe she was just acting pleasantry. And then Kongoko, she said something to Miles Davis, and then Miles Davis was like, well, I don't know. He said something about how legendary he is in terms of, transforming music. And then he said to the president's wife, the first lady, and what have you done except fuck the president? Legend, Miles Davis. Don't play, bro.
I can imagine Miles Davis just saying that
he
with
was
that
a
raspy Miles Davis voice. So,
no filter. No,
So what have you done?
Except fuck
the president.
But you know what? When you change the face of music, when you change the face of music, you're allowed to speak like that to anybody. And I mean, almost 85% of the songs that you've heard, R&B, hip hop, whatever, probably sampled Miles Davis at some point. And if it didn't, the sampled him.
Yeah, it did. But he was a dick, though. Jesus. I mean, he was a legendary musician, but he was a dick. Yeah. The only thing that I didn't like is the fact that he abused his first wife.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that. That's the one thing I didn't like about Miles Davis.
It's tough.
And apparently, I don't know. This could be wrong. It could be wrong, but apparently, he also did lay hands on Cicely Tyson as well when they were a thing. So
really, but I wouldn't be surprised
for that.
He was like the female version of Nina Simone in terms of his character. Just looks like he's just ready to slap someone.
Right, just ready to lay hands on him.
Yeah,
the whole
easy,
time.
Easy.
But yeah, man, Cicely Tyson.
With a trumpet.
Just,
That was hilarious. Well done. That was fucking funny.
Jesus Christ. Okay. But
okay, we're talking about somebody's death here. Somebody died.
No.
A legend, food.
Yeah, I know. So I need to get it out. It happened. You spread that shit out. But yeah, man, rest in peace, Cicely Tyson.
And I mean, shout out to the family. Mike Tyson. Okay, you know what? Rest in peace to Sibongile Khumalo, Cicely Tyson. I think let's just move on from this. Legends.
Cicely Tyson passed away. I love her because we share the same name.
Let me shut up. Ah, man. So yeah, we've had our own drama here in the country. Just a few days ago. I think we're still good on time. Yeah, we got last time. A few days ago, man, where right after Jackson Tembu died, there was a new MP that was sworn in.
His replacement, actually.
Replacement, yeah. Immediate, effectively. Right, his replacement was sworn in. Do you remember the name? The Chinese MP that got sworn in. I forgot her name.
I don't remember the name.
It's there somewhere.
Was it like a Zulu or like an English? Or was it like a Chinese name?
It's a Chinese name.
Then I mean, it's tough to remember.
It's a Chinese name. And what I do know about her, I didn't read up a lot, but what I do know about her is that she's a naturalized South African.
Yeah.
She, I think, born and raised in China, moved to South Africa in the early 2000s or something. I could be wrong, but somewhere in the 2000s, and then she married a South African, and then got involved. I think it's a South African businessman or whatever that she married.
Yeah.
And
a black person or a white person?
You
don't know.
I want to say black, but I do not qualify that statement because I could be wrong.
Okay.
I saw some picture and I in my mind the husband was black.
Okay.
But then maybe I don't know. So yeah, and then she is a businesswoman of some sort, and then she was sworn in. So I don't know. A lot of people were all up in arms about that whole thing where they were saying.
How did you feel about it?
Because I'm not very much. I don't look at politics the same way everybody does, I guess.
Hashtag Wu-Tang, bro. Come on.
Look, my thing is always I'm very much against cater deployment, Robert.
Yeah.
I don't like that whole thing. So I think if for what she has to do, if she is the most qualified person from the people that have, I don't know if the job was advertised.
I wonder how
I don't know how it happens.
How qualified you are to be an MP.
Do they send an email in the ANC internet like Cadus? We have lost the.
Do you know
comrade.
what's scary to me from what you're saying, Obakeng? I'm inclined to think, and I mean I don't know. I haven't read how they gauge the capacity of an MP.
Yeah.
But I'm inclined to think that a political party swears in an MP based on what they can get as a political party out
Yeah.
of that person, not specifically what is constitutionally correct or how the country can benefit, but
Yeah.
what the party can benefit from. And we've heard many times, abantu be ANC, but ANC is more important than the country. We've heard them many times say that.
Yeah. So my thing, that's what my thing. I like we said, I haven't really read up on the story of or on her capability. I don't really know nothing about her.
No, I didn't even read.
know her like until now. So my thing is, if for whatever reason she was chosen, if she is the most qualified person for the the pure part of the job. If she's the right person to do what she's supposed to do, and if she's appointed, what's the word? Not democratically. What's the word that I was looking for? Ethically. Then I don't see why not. But also on the flip side of the coin, a lot of people are saying, why couldn't there be a South Africa? Because there's probably enough South Africans that have the capabilities of doing that job. That have
she's
been
South
part
African.
of that.
Remember, she's South African.
Oh yeah, but I mean, what they actually saying is black South Africans. You know what I mean?
Why?
I just feel like every time when there's race involved, because if they questioning her because she's Chinese and she's pretty much an immigrant, you know what I mean? Who was a naturalized South African, you know what I mean? But I don't know if it was the same person and maybe
if you be Mswati.
there wouldn't have been that because
someone from Lesotho.
Abaswati, for example, they taken just as much. I mean that whole thing of Swaziland being a different country is more semantics than anything right now.
Exactly.
It's very much. Swaziland is very much like South Africa. Lesotho, same thing, is very much like South Africa. You know what I mean? So a lot of people were saying that it was unfair, and then a black South African, I'm guessing, should have been sworn in, or a South African, I don't know, somebody who was born and lived here, should have been appointed and everything else. And that's what a lot of people are saying on the other side of the fence, and they feel like South Africans have been snabbed, or what's the word, snubbed out of that whole thing. And
now
I don't know.
it's racist now because not saying that it's positive that they have hired her, because as I said before, they've stated many times that the party is more important than the nation, and so for them, ethically does not mean for the betterment of the nation. It means for the betterment of the party.
Right.
So whether they hire a Russian for me, or a Chinese, or an alien, it's not for the better of the nation. It's for the better of the party. So for me, it's like
much of a muchness, really.
Yeah, But on the point of them hiring somebody of Chinese ethnicity who is a naturalized South African, I feel like if people were really serious about it, then people would go look at the constitutionality of how political parties take on their MPs.
Exactly.
And then they'd go to the rule book and say, we don't like these rules. There's a loophole up. If you're not a South African or a born South African, it seems like you can be an MP. That's the issue. So for me, I then say that if people are uproaring, it's coming from a racist or xenophobic standpoint. And not from a standpoint of saying, we want people to be born South Africans to be MPs. It's the fact that it is now a Chinese-looking person.
Yeah, because had it been anybody else, it wouldn't have been an issue, this thing. I'm even inclined to believe had it been...
Do you think it would have been a huge uproar if it would have been a Somalian?
No, I don't think so. I think the ANC is always going to be viewed in the lens of it being the black party. So anyone that is not black, regardless of where you come from, however, you will always be looked at either by the general public, or you know what I mean. Either the general public or the people in the people who just staunchly follow the ANC, or the ANC themselves in particular. It will always be more race based than anything else.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
At least from like a layman's person's perspective.
It will always look like that. So if it was a Somalian, people will still say, shit, the thing has stopped recording. People will still say wouldn't have this much of an uproar. I don't think so.
No. Did you like go on Twitter and look at people's stuff, or did you just look at an article and then just from that perspective. I didn't go on Twitter now, but one thing I did see in the article that they talked about, they said it was, there's that hashtag Put South Africa First hashtag.
Yeah.
They said, that hashtag was mentioned in a lot of the tweets that were about this particular woman. And that's what also makes me feel like it probably comes from a xenophobic standpoint.
It is, man. It is. I just saw it. I don't want to lie. I saw it mostly as like a very xenophobic, racist attack on somebody just because they are of Chinese descent.
But at the same time, just to spice a little bit, we do know Indobana, China is the kind of country that will put you in a country and say that you will live your life there and you will inform us of what we want to be informed of. Mm-hmm. They are that kind of, they just don't, they're that efficient.
They do everything with the benefits of China, and they will
go there, you will get married, you will have a family, you will start a business, and they'll fund all of that. I mean, obviously, I'm not Chinese and I'm not part of the Chinese Communist Party, but if you had to ask me to bet on whether they could do that or not, I'd put my money
Chances
on
are
they could. Yeah.
Chances are they could. And it could be a long-standing strategy. And we do know that South Africa is basically in the pockets of China. Just like half the world.
Just like half the world, Even Australia is in the pocket of China.
So if you were to butter up the conspiracy theorists, then that is a valid argument to make that it could have been. But if it's not the case, look, because I don't care much about politics, then nonetheless, I should, but really I don't see anything wrong with her being the MP if it is an ethical and well-considered decision for her to do that. Because the one thing that we've always seen, because on the flip side of the coin, let's say then it was a black South African but it was another comrade, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The uproar would still be there again on some, cater deployment, ANC hiring its own people, doing the same thing over and over. Because it's always been like that.
MP.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't the only one.
There's no uproar about the other MPs.
What do you mean?
Like, and she wasn't the only MP sworn in at the time. I think there was a couple of them.
Yeah.
But the uproar was only about her.
It was only about her. She was only about her. But only because she's different.
That's what I'm saying. People don't actually care about who's actually sworn in.
No.
But this time, it's only China, and aesthetically we react to that. But we don't actually give a fuck who's actually sworn into parliament.
I mean, do you even think that people would care? Like now, earlier on, you mentioned about if this person was a Somalian. Do you think and obviously the Somalian is going to be, very visibly black, right?
Do you know what I think the response would be?
Wait. Yeah. Do you think people would even care to even find out that is this person Somalian? Don't.
Or like if they see
them, do you think
would they care to look where they were born or whether they were born here, that kind of thing?
Do you think so?
I think they would, but I think the sentiment would be there, but I think it would be much less. I think there'd be a much more cajoling, joking, hey, my friend in parliament. I think it would be more like that because there's so much more. I don't want to say they comfortably naturalized into our communities, but they definitely are a big part of our communities because every corner store is basically owned by a Somalian, and they have children with South Africa, and their children go to school here, so. People are growing up in communities where there is a Somali community within our community.
Yeah.
And when there's xenophobic attacks, we ain't cool. But besides that, we cool.
We're cool. I got you.
I think it would be different from the Chinese lady because even when you have like a Chinese, I mean, I don't know how it was in terms of the Chinese stores at Bloom, but they don't seem to integrate with the local people.
No.
But the Somalians seem to integrate with the local people. So I think the backlash would have been less for the Somalian guy and more joking, even though because there would be those opportunities, Abafana Nabo put South Africans first.
Yeah.
Because that sentiment is still there, and it's actually a bit of a political sentiment these days.
It is.
The opportunity would be taken up, but it wouldn't be as strong as it is now when it's a Chinese person.
I think, I wholly agree with you there, man. I think for her it was going to be, for that situation really was going to be a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
I wonder now though, do you think that ANC putting her on was a political thing or a business thing?
It could either or. Part of me wants to believe that it's a business thing. Part of me wants to believe because of the leanings that she has as a person, being a businesswoman, being very involved in whatever industry she's in. I think she could be somebody of great importance from China. Yeah. It's possible that it could be, and then there's benefits that the country would, or that the party, as you said earlier, could have because of the person that she is. You know what
Or
I mean?
even because of her husband.
Yeah, all that. You know what I
Even
mean?
because of her
So I think it could be either that, or on the flip side of the coin, maybe she was the best person for the job for whatever that they need for that office right now. Maybe I don't know.
Could be. In fact, I don't even know. I don't when I watch Parliament, and I used to watch it a lot when it was funnier. but since guys are really drab nowadays, really drab material. You guys need to step it up in Parliament.
You need some juju in your life. When it was juju ring,
please.
It's not juju ring anymore.
Because I was just gonna say I don't remember any other member of Parliament from the Orient except like the Indian guy who's probably a South African Indian who's in the FF. But I actually don't remember any other Asiatic of descent. People in Parliament.
No, not me neither. I mean, dude, if you think about it,
in all the parties.
Yeah, huh? I mean, look, do we even know the white people in the ANC? Because there are white people in the ANC.
They are there.
But do we know them?
No, I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
I wonder if there's young white people in the ANC.
I don't know, and part of me does.
Because I can tell you that it's old white people there.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, it's just like it's viewed in such a very a particularly black lens that the white people in there or any other person of any other culture besides black is basically a ghost. Like we don't know them. You know what I mean? We don't know them because the powerful figures in there and the figures that we see a lot are mostly black. So I don't know, man. To me, that whole thing for me it really didn't mean anything.
Yeah,
I was just like,
I was just
whatever,
disappointed in how when you talk to people from other African countries, one of the first things they say if you ask them, what do you know about South Africa? Love sex, love to dance, xenophobia.
Xenophobia.
You know what I'm saying?
Xenophobia. You know that song?
No, I don't know. I thought you were just combining our love for dance and our xenophobia.
No, it's a tallest boy here joke.
Oh, I don't know.
Xenophobia. But yeah, man, it's a scourge that we have. It's a scar.
It's bad,
that we
man.
have. It's
So
bad.
for me, I was just ashamed that it's like you can almost predict it that we're just going to behave that sort of way.
Yeah, no.
But we're also a damaged people. We're very damaged.
Very damaged. And there's a lot that we haven't dealt with.
Yeah.
And that we swept under the mat too quickly.
And you know what they say, Obakeng?
Trauma.
No. they say if you sweep too much under the rug, you won't be able to get across the room.
Is that what they say?
Nah, I just said that now. But they should start saying that shit. They should really start saying that shit, especially for the South African context.
Got you. So,
but I mean, we wish her the best of luck.
No,
we don't have beef with her.
No, not at all. She must do
Wu-Tang
right.
forever. Wu-Tang is forever, bro.
Do right by the presidency.
Do your thing, my sister.
She must do right by the country. She must do right by whatever her mandate is in the thing, in the party and all that. And yeah, man, Wu-Tang forever, as you said.
You know what? We might find that when Parliament gets up and running again and it's entertaining again, she might be going up there and saying some very valid points. So
I want to make a racist joke.
Okay, do it.
Hurry up and govern!
That was really good. That was really good. That was only for the real hip hop heads.
That was only for
the reference is for the real hip hop heads. If you're not, hurry boy. Hurry up and govern. I love it. Nah, fist bump, bro. That was dope. Oh, lie. Today you're on fire.
Man, I had to get it out. Sorry.
That was dope.
Man.
I approve.
You're still here with us on the Easy Just podcast. Myself, Obakeng Moroe, my boy. Kwanda doing the things, man. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a young break. We'll be back in the next segment while we still seek for sponsors and everything. Check you out after this. As a belief, man. Support. Do remember we're available everywhere. Yeah.
Underneath Joe Rogan.
Silapo.
We are there, Baba. Eating at the same table.
We'll be back in a minute after these messages.
Message. That's
Thank
my
you,
Louis Armstrong voice.
Sounded like Miles Davis. Sounded more like Miles Davis. Anyway, back at it again. I don't know why I say that all the damn time. Hey, I think I just miss being on radio.
I think you miss a Dilated People's album and you want them to release something, and I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
I'm
actually.
totally with you. Cole Alchemist, he's doing
I
his
get-
own thing.
I
man.
get evidence. Nani is doing his own
He's
thing.
up for a grab. Kandi, who's the producer? It's that DJ, but they do collaborate with Alchemist quite a lot, eh?
Yeah, they
Don't
did a lot of collaborations with Alchemist, but their main producer was Evidence. Evidence, and then
And
DJ Babu.
what's it called? DJ Babu. Yes,
DJ
that's it.
Babu.
Ooh,
on
Mara, that
the,
name, I'm so glad he's Asian. Because if he was black and you called DJ Babu, that's just too close to Baboon, Baba. For me, I'm like, glad that nigga Asian, because if he was black, it would have been not can't be call me DJ Babu.
Why did your mind go there?
It's just so close. It's so close to Baboon. DJ Baboon. Anyways, Dilated People's.
DJ Baboon. You are right. Eh? Yes, yeah, no, the race baiting that happens in the world sometimes is actually it's funny, but it's very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's like and I feel like as a race, we can never now move past racism, I think, because it just takes up too much airtime when you look back at history.
Hey man. And also Nati, sometimes I just feel like we lock ourselves so much into it even when it's not necessary.
But that's because it impacts so many things in our lives.
Yeah.
And anyways. Have you seen that Netflix movie with India, and it talks about the caste system?
The White
posted on
Tiger.
Facebook.
The White Tiger. Yes, I did see.
Hey, Baba. I want in India, they've got some other racism. Some other.
No,
Can
that's
I also tell you something? Last one before, I'm sorry.
no, it's cool. Let's go.
The swastika
Yes.
actually came from India.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. The
so
swastika
it's not
came from India.
So it's not a swastika, it's a swastika.
The swastika, came from India. And you know why? I think that for them, I think it was taken from the Nazis because they were emboldened by that caste system in India.
Word.
I'm just saying now Kwanda's putting his
his
two and
two
two
cents,
together.
yeah.
Because the swastika was used in India long before the Third Reich. So I think that they were inspired when they saw there's this caste system in India and it's been around for a long time, and it doesn't seem like anybody can change the way that they have it in India. Because even if you watch a White Tiger, you see that
Is it
people in the
classism
lower caste, they're
conditioned,
They're
basically. They're conditioned into staying there and like this servitude mentality that that is basically drilled into your head.
And not just for the people at the bottom of the caste system. Now you can also see from the masters, they also indoctrinated and conditioned into it.
Yeah.
And I think Hitler was probably inspired by that because it was accepted within one of the biggest
Widely.
societies in the
Widely.
world. And to them, you can't even go there and say to them, but this is against human rights, nanani, because they will tell you,
and those who are lower caste, almost like they believe they belong there. That is their destiny to stay there and whatnot. It was a heavy watch, man. I did watch it, all 2 hours of it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Heavy watch. It was very good, very good, very very good.
How did you feel? Be honest now. How did you feel when he killed his master?
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie. I was happy for him.
Stick it to the man, nigga. Stick it to the man.
Yeah. Because that motherfucker was a hypocrite. His boss was a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, but I mean, Naya, he's conditioned.
He is, but he was such a hypocrite where he looked like he wanted to do things.
Like he cared.
Yeah, but when it was for his benefit, it wasn't.
And to extend your point, this guy was, spent his life, a lot of his time in America. So he should have had the perspective that his fiance had. He should have had that perspective.
It's power,
and he should have
man.
rode with. I guess he did, I think the only reason he didn't ride with that perspective is because his
family,
his family, who now had this thing over him, used that for him to have less power and less freedom to express himself in that way.
Yeah,
so I guess it's a bit complex.
It is complex because part of him wanted to get out of it, but also he was enjoying the fruits of what that whole system gave him. You know what I mean? So that's why I was just like, nah.
Hectic stuff. It was hectic.
So
stuff. Yeah, because
check
I
it
had
out.
seen documentaries about who they call the untouchables in India, and and so that's being so low in the caste system that your society doesn't touch, and I mean physically touch you. So these people are like they beyond
Literally
being
untouchable.
the homeless, like literally untouchable. They like literally untouchable. Like no high fives, nothing. You can't even, they don't even get slapped.
Jesus.
Nothing, untouchable. And I was just flabbergasted that
Yeah, man, that's
a society can do that, and people can think that that's logical.
That's logic. That's normal.
Yeah,
that's
it's crazy.
normal. That's classism of note. Like, yeah. I was because I wasn't even aware of the whole caste system until I watched that movie. So I wasn't even aware that thing exists. So
Now I knew it exists, but I didn't know it was that
was hectic, bro.
Especially the part where they say if a servant disobeys a master, it is legal for the master's family to go murder everyone in the servant's family.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, how can it be possibly legal to do something like that,
Sure. No, it's yeah, no, that was a heavy watch, man.
I wonder if
heavy
that
watch.
movie was being like especially factual about things like that.
Well, it's based on a book.
Or were they like being, or were they doing it for
Where they
dramatic
exaggerate.
effect?
Look, part of it could be over dramatized because as the movie
I
industry
can't
goes,
imagine that being written into law, No?
I do, man. Also, but it's India, man.
Yeah, no?
Hey, it's India. Hey, yeah, India. Wabana about India, about China. Hey, yeah, their way of doing things is very much
it's a different
autocratic.
world.
Very,
It's a different world.
very different world out there. But yeah, man. It was based on a book. So yeah, since we're here, go check it out. The White Tiger. Netflix is not paying for this, which they should, but they're not paying for this. But check out White Tiger on Netflix.
Because we
Let
give
us
them
know
a
what you think.
lot of free advertising, actually.
Nah,
Come to think of
for
it.
nothing.
Yeah.
For nothing. Actually, I'm going to CC the Netflix essay right now. Tag them, motherfuckers. Hey. Yo. Anyway, there was something that you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah. I was just on my mind was the whole thing of presidents and accountability, because the Constitutional Court, as you would know, I mean, I don't know how closely you're following the Zondo Commission, but Zuma walked out of the Zondo Commission because he didn't want to answer questions, because he said, look, it seems like there's a witch hunt for me, and if I answer these questions, I'm liable to incriminate myself, like Utudumieni. And then so Utudumieni, when she was on the stand, she said, the questions you guys are asking, my counsel tells me that I'm liable to incriminate myself, so she basically took the fifth on the Zondo Commission. So they'd ask her a question and she'd say, I can't answer this question because, there's a risk of me incriminating myself. And then, so they'd ask her something and then that would be the answer that she gave, like a broken record. Then they'd ask her something and she'd say, I can't because I'm going to incriminate. So it's like basically saying I'm pleading the fifth.
Yeah. So that's basically lawyer training. They
But
legal
now
training.
so Uzuma also did that. In fact, it didn't even get to that level, because before he could even sit on the stand and answer those questions, his lawyers basically said, look, we feel like first Kalogo, they said Zuma and the leader of the commission, Zondo, are friends, or they know each other, so there's a conflict of interest. All of a sudden, mind you, Zondo was hired by Zuma to do this.
Hey, and it was like,
but beyond that,
but it was part of the job description, though. It's a Jacob.
Perfect. Wena ngiyakuqesha. Ukusebenzela. Wenza ngathi awungazi. But anyway, so besides that, but things go on. So so Zondo says, look, I'm not going to recuse myself because I don't know you like that, Holmes.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for the job, but I don't know
But I don't know you like that.
Partner.
Also, job description
Exactly.
says, if you check addendum,
I gotta do what I gotta do, son.
Addendum 5.2, attachment 3.4.4.5 says, I gotta get your ass.
Exactly. And that's actually exactly how they talk.
Yeah.
Too. So
That's right.
So now Uzuma says, okay, conflict of interest, you must recuse yourself, judge, because you are the you are the judge and you are the participant in this thing, and then there's a conflict of interest. And if you don't recuse yourself, we're gonna walk out.
Right.
All right, we're gonna bounce.
We're out. We're
So
storming out.
The judge says, "No, Holmes, I'm not gonna recuse myself." Uzuma was like, "All right then, to the left, I'm out."
Slapping off.
So he bounces Uzuma. So what Zondo does, he goes to the Constitutional Court, the highest court in the land, because he doesn't want to waste time with these small courts, right? Because in South Africa, there's the Stalingrad tactic. If you have a lot of money, you can just delay. And the Zondo Commission only has so much time to do this, right? So they go to the Constitutional Court, they put the case up, and they say, this guy walked out, he's not allowed to walk out, he's supposed to answer the questions. He said that there's a conflict of interest because he know me, bro, I don't know this nigga.
Yeah.
So the Constitutional Court basically comes back and says, okay, you have to answer these questions, bro. You can't just walk out. You put up the Constitution. The Zondo Commission, you put it up, and you hired this guy.
Your signature is there.
Yeah, it's your signature. You hired this guy, and you should now carry on, and you must adhere to the subpoena. So obviously the Zondo Commission sent out subpoenas to say, yo, we're summoning you to come through. And so he's bound to come through, I think, late February or late March or something. I don't know. He's probably going to say he's sick or something, but he's going to try to evade it. But the whole thing about it that brought this in my head was, should we hold presidents accountable for things that they did under their terms? So vis-a-vis Trump.
Vis-a-vis. No, that is because you are dressed in this fucking shirt. The only reason why I use it was like vis-a-vis. Vis-a-vis. Hey. Gwanda's mom, I just want to say, your school fees went to good use here because we are using words like vis-a-vis.
You must know. What is your English if there is no Latin?
Vis-a-vis.
What is your English?
Vis-a-vis, Baba.
Your English is lacking Latin when I'm man. Yes, sir.
Vis-a-vis, ba, nigga.
Vis-a-vis.
Why we are vis-a-vising?
While we were vis-a-vis. So, vis-a-vis.
Vis-a-vis.
Trump. Stop gassing me, man. Stop gassing me. Stop gassing me.
No, I like good use of the term of the phrase vis-a-vis, Baba. Message. Vis-a-vis. Yeah, so you're saying.
So I'm saying, in the same light, Trump then is now kind of being held accountable by, the Senate and everybody there that matters, saying the things that this guy did while he was in power, some of them were detrimental to the American Constitution and were just fucking shit up for everybody, right? And so, and they're not the only presidents, Zuma or Trump. We could extend it to all these other presidents. So should they be held accountable? And the reason I put that question to you, Obakeng, is because it is such a huge job being president, one. And by virtue of being voted into presidency, we already know that there's people that you won't please in your presidency.
Yes, I agree with you. I'm saying, depending on whatever it was that would be deemed criminal activity or worth incriminating, I think yes, but also the people that helped them make those decisions then should also be built into life. Because why I say that, yes, presidents do sign things.
Criminality.
Yeah?
Criminality.
Yeah.
Does any criminality be held accountable?
Yes, if it's proven, if it's there, if there's a record, if it's proven that it's criminal, if he did it, and he was, because I get that being a president is a very hard job. But also, if what you were doing at the time constitutes criminal behavior, yes, you should be brought to book for it.
But what about things like, so there's stuff that's coming out now, like espionage stuff.
Okay, continue.
So espionage stuff is always irregular shit, my nigga. Slipping pills into somebody's drink, putting some money in a bag and doing that kind of stuff. Outside of the other things that he may be liable for. But I just feel like, Masiti, take someone like George Bush, for instance. Wages a war in a foreign country, so who's to say that it's criminal to do that because it would have to be international law? Yeah.
No. This is what I was going to say. If it's a decision, if it was a constitutional decision and a decision that was within his right for him to make.
Of that country, constitution of that country.
And then, yes, of that country. And then it ended up having adverse effects on the country. No, it's not. He's not. You shouldn't be criminalized for it because he made it under the guide of the constitution in which he was operating from.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? He'd be called into question for it? Should the laws be changed so that the same mistake shouldn't happen again for the future? That kind of thing. Yes, all of that should happen. There should be some kind of accountability, but I don't think it's worth jail time because technically what he did at the time, though he should be shunned for it or whatever other punishment that comes should be had, but I don't think it necessarily constitutes to jail time. But yes, some kind of punishment should be made because that decision has kind of brought the country into disrepute and should have some kind of repercussion. However, when it's obvious corruption, when it's taking money from the state and making it for your own
your
personal
own,
gain,
yeah, for your own
when
ends.
it's when it's things like that that eventually either killed people or put people into even more dire straits because of government money that could have helped them, but then you took it in. If it's stuff like that, it constitutes criminal behavior because that is actually stealing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
yes, you should be brought to book for it. And the people that helped you make that decision should be brought to book with you. Because most of the time you don't
But
make
you
those
are the big
decisions
boss.
yourself.
You are the big boss. So a lot of people do things whether they
Okay.
want to do it or not because you are
The big boss
yeah,
that says.
all instructions come from you above.
Okay.
And also,
that I can.
What
yeah.
also made it interesting now is that this professor who maybe made me think of this is that he was saying that Zuma should be stripped of his presidency, so that the law can take its course on a citizen level.
Okay, I get you. Because when you even
Because as
after
a
you
president,
become a
there's gonna
president,
be-
there's still some kind of
or like the laws aren't in place for if a president is in this situation.
yeah,
what must
because you
happen.
do still have some kind of legal protection for life.
Exactly, for life, yeah.
Basically, if you were
Because you
if
still
were a
hold
president.
that office.
Yeah.
Or you represent that
Yeah,
office
yeah,
in a
yeah.
way. You
Even
still get the
even
same
if you're not
protection.
as
You still
active.
get the same health benefits.
All of them things.
All of these things, and you're still supposed to be carrying the auspices of that office.
So so your pension is still there.
Okay.
You're still there. You're still earning the salary. You're still earning all of the things. You know what I'm saying?
So with that light, how does that make you feel, or what do you think when you hear that? Do you think that in light of what you're saying, because you're saying if there's grounds for criminality within that constitution of that president of that country, so the people that he's supposed to serve, not mhlawumbe the people that country might be waging war with, fuck them, bomb is a bomb. But the local people can go if waging that war, maybe you stole money that was supposed to go to that war, and you took that money for yourself, and you were hurting the country in that way.
Yes.
Then do you think that it's a good way to do things to maybe... Because you also said that maybe they shouldn't do jail time. Do you think that in the same way, does it change your opinion if maybe they don't... No, not that they don't do jail time, but they do jail time, but they are stripped of their presidency before they do jail time. So it's like a step that you can put in place depending on maybe the severity of those crimes. If it reaches a certain level of severity, we take away your presidency. And then because we've taken away your presidency, we can then continue to try you on a citizen level.
So which means then if they take away the presidency, they I don't think those charges then would be valid because you didn't make
As a citizen.
Yeah, you didn't make those decisions as a citizen. No citizen has that kind of power. So now you are basically charged on decisions that you took when you had power, when you had absolute power. So it doesn't make sense that now we should try you as a citizen because you didn't make those decisions as a citizen, as a normal citizen. That's what I think. So yes, you should be stripped of your presidency. Yes, you should lose all the benefits that you have that your presidency had given you. But just, I don't know, logically for me, it doesn't make sense that now we try you for presidential decisions as a citizen. It doesn't make sense for
I
me.
hear you.
If there's
I hear you.
other reasons that the smarter people know that they can make sense of it, then okay, cool. I guess there's a higher a higher level of knowledge that they have with regard to that. But for me, just logically, it doesn't make sense to try me now as a citizen.
For things I did as a
For
president.
things I did as a
No,
as
that's
a
very
president.
interesting because then maybe what would happen, like mhlawumbe in Zuma's case, then the things that he did before he was president are the things that he would be tried on a citizen level.
Yes. Then he should be tried for that because now he wasn't privy at that time. He wasn't privy to the power that he had as a president. That's what makes sense to me. So I think what's
Because
happening.
that's why in America, that's why they want to impeach Trump first before they try him for some of the things that he may have done.
It still wouldn't make sense because they want to try him they don't want to try Trump for anything that he did when he was just Donald Trump on TV as the apprentice. You know what I mean?
Ooh, but
they
I
want
wonder because when they talk about him paying something like, but he say he paying like, I don't know, tax that we could afford, bro, like $7
would they have tried him or would they go on like this had he not run for president?
Specifically because he was president.
You see.
Yeah.
They're only bringing those things up now because he became president. But if he didn't become president, we wouldn't even hear or even know of this shit.
But I agree with you, Nam, that they shouldn't arrest Trump because arresting Trump is, it's bursting the pimple, but not addressing the acne.
It's not addressing the issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because Trump was there and spoke and then realized that, hey, yes, when I say this, that corner of the room, vibes with me. It's like, when you're doing a comedy show and the room isn't filling you, but there's like three people.
But there's like three people that are like, you're like, yeah, I'm performing for you.
Hey,
these jokes are for you.
About to mamla. You're like, yeah, actually, I'm just going to perform for these guys.
These people.
And you know what? Often, those three people in front become the first 3 rows in front.
Yeah.
The first 3 rows in front, by the time you're done with your set, if you last long enough, it might be half the room or 3/4 of the room.
And then they go and tell other people about you. And then now you have another show. And then they go and congregate at that show. And now you have a whole lot of, Gwanda supporters.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And so all of those Proud Boys and all of those right-wing guys, they were merely, and they'd always been popping up. They just needed a guy like Trump because they were there the whole time. It's always been a big branch of American politics. Like, these guys' great grandfathers were probably the people that were lynching. So it's always been there.
They were Proud Boys. They were proud to lynch black boys.
Always there. And basically. And Goku, now because Trump has basically become the megaphone for those sentiments, he must now be tried and go to jail. And I'm not sympathetic for Trump. I'm like, he's, I don't really care what happens to him.
Same.
But I'm just saying it's disingenuous for the American law system to act like they're solving the issue when they arrest Trump, but they don't actually arrest. They don't.
They don't address the issues that America had even before Trump, because let's not act like Trump. I mean, Trump brought on all the American problems. He is part of the American problem for sure. But let's not act as if now he brought like new things. I think he just basically reared the ugliness that was America any goddamn way.
Yeah, and he just leveraged it.
He just basically. So no.
And he's a businessman. We shouldn't have expected less of him.
Nah, so yeah, but it's basically now that's where I stand on that thing. Anything that constitutes true and believed and proven criminal activity, yes, go to jail. Even if you were president. Because I think there are countries, I don't know which ones, there are countries whom that has happened to, where presidents have gone to jail. They can't come to mind right now, but I do know there are
those
some.
countries about Azerbaijan. Those kind of
Ivory Coast.
When niggas will go to jail,
They don't fuck around. I know there's those countries, so no, I think they should be. I don't know if you still want to continue with this one, because we got like about a minute and a half or so left.
No, I guess we could, I guess one other interesting thing about the espionage stuff that's coming out of the Zondo Commission is that Eugene the Cock, who was the cock, yeah,
the cock,
Eugene the Cock, Eugene the Cock,
Eugene the Dick.
Eugene was like a known Nzotin on a farm. That was his job. That was his job. He said it. He confessed. He was hired by the government to basically torture people. And what he would also do is that he would convert people, torture them, convert them onto the side of Babezim Bimpi, and then continue the agenda of like the apartheid government. This guy went to jail for life for like 200 years or something. I think in the early 90s. But he was out some years ago. After he was released on parole, this guy that was arrested for hundreds of years, they took him to a safe house. He had bodyguards.
Whoa.
And he was given a salary, 40-something thousand a month. It just makes you wonder what kind of secrets, like what kind of leverage does this guy have for him to be such an important person? In fact, for the fact that he gets parole, goes out, lives, is protected, gets a salary. Some people are saying that it's not that bad. It's not that this guy has leverage over maybe important people today, or he might have answers to negotiations. People are saying all those things. Other people are saying the other side of the story is that maybe he's being leveraged by the government to kind of uncover some of the other things that may have
gone on
easy, like in the what do they call it, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So like they're still doing that Truth and Reconciliation work, and that's why they're protecting him. Nani. But if you ask me, Ga, sis, that's lies.
Sebono.
Sebono. I don't
He shouldn't
believe
have.
that.
If somebody that was hired
I
to kill.
think he's got leverage, nah.
No, dude. Here's not. I think. Yo.
It's heavy stuff.
I think he's got leverage. I agree with you. I also think there are so many fucking secrets in this country.
Yeah.
Especially from that time
from
that time that look, that I think even the reason behind this is my own personal feeling, even the reason behind why we had the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to begin with was more about protecting those secrets than it was about leveling the playing field or dealing
justice.
with the injustices. I think part of me tells me that there was something more because
And you know what, bro? I don't think that you're malicious or anything by having that feeling because as time goes, we all look back and look at all of those scenes and all those images differently.
Yep.
And if it wasn't that way, we wouldn't be naturally feeling that way as time progresses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, everything was done like this.
The whole country is basically having...
After 94, after we signed and say, hey, Mandela, it was...
Exactly.
Okay, let's, you know what I mean? That's how shit was done.
And naturally, as a nation, we're all feeling buyer's remorse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
of course, completely.
We're all looking back and going like...
Another one, buyer's remorse after vis-a-vis. Buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse. Okay, continue. We have like 5 minutes because I want us to move on from this one because we have to talk about like, some other interesting shit.
Atif Nagas money sponsor Pago SAPC education because
buyer's remorse.
but like for real, we're looking back and we're not happy. Like I can remember not being so proud of all of those moments as I was growing up. You know, I was like, yo, look at us. We are like the center of like constitutionalism. We have some of the most robust constitutional stuff in the world. You know, we are like we are like the most fair, we nice, we good, you know. We didn't have a war. And I'm glad that we didn't have a war. I'm glad that there wasn't more bloodshed.
Because otherwise it would have been even worse.
But the more I grow up and the more I look and you know the Zondo Commission is also just revealing a lot of things and I'm feeling less and less proud of our history as time goes on. And that's sad.
Yeah, and I think a lot of stuff is still... Look, man, I think we'll still be uncovering things for the longest time. And I think they even after long, because the apartheid system was actually quite brilliant in its design, there's still things that we're never going to find out.
Yeah.
There are still things that we're never going to find out.
I'm going to send you a link for a documentary on how mandrags got into the streets.
Hey,
that's for another podcast.
Hey, but that reminds me of something else that I watched on Netflix, which was good. There's a documentary called Crack. It was about how the crack cocaine got it. Same kind of story. But we'll have to uncover that and talk about that in another episode because now.
Can I just say also another thing? The doctor that was the head of that program.
Bason.
I didn't want to say his name because you know he could sue.
Voter Bason. Okay, we can over his name.
You can edit.
But
you can do.
Yeah.
Is a practicing doctor today. You can go to him and tell him that your rib is sore and he can give you a sick note. Can you believe it?
Hey, man. He's a heart surgeon, so you can...
In fact, he's a motivational speaker.
Hey! Yeah. Nah. Dr. Death Motivations, I think.
Dr. Death. Motivational speaker.
Yo! This one we'll have to unpack in another set of podcasts. Next time, we're going to be talking about some interesting taxes that are coming your way. Watch this space. You're still here on the Easy Just Podcast. Easy Just Podcast with myself, Obakeng Moroe and Kwanda Doda. But we're back immediately after these coming messages. Ain't no messages coming. There's no messages. But, you know, now we're leaving space because we might just go back, edit these things. And next thing, when you watch this episode, there's ads. So when this gets monetized one day, after the ad that you just skipped.
When it gets monetized, vis-a-vis advertisements.
And buyer's remorse.
Hopefully not from the advertisers.
Definitely not. We'll be back after this.
And it bees like that sometime because I can't control the rhyme.
I don't know what that part of the song says.
That is Miles Davis smacking somebody with his horn. I'm shying a pond.
Welcome to it. The most beautiful pod, the most beautifulest pod in the world, just like that. Can't hear you. Easy just. This is where it's at. You know what it is. Yeah, we're still doing the podcast. Myself, Obakeng Moroe. You know what I'm saying? And my
Fat
boy over
bag of
here.
chips
My
with
boy
the
over
dip.
here. Quan and Daughter. Doing the things that's hot.
Young
It's the
Quan.
hottest pot out in the streets. Tell your friends about it, goddammit.
Like and subscribe, please.
That's a belief though. Do tell your friends. Tell them to like and subscribe as well. But yeah, man, we've been out
Obakeng,
here.
You've been complaining about tax. Tell us.
Yes, I've been complaining about a lot of taxes. So there's a lot of new taxes that I don't know if you heard about this, that the government is planning to impose on us, or is planning to write into law. First one is solar panels. Now, they're trying to, if you're using solar panels for electricity and you're not using ESCOM, it's not like they have enough electricity anyway. I mean, for obvious dark reasons. They try to tax people on solar panels. So if you're using solar panels, they're trying to have you pay tax for that. And also, if you are a budding OnlyFans content creator, the government wants to take your money as well. Basically, they want to take your jerk off money.
Yeah.
And they want to tax the sun. They're out here trying to tax the sun. Like, you are out here just getting your energy from the sun. They're trying to tax you for electricity that they are not providing.
Yeah.
Like, they're not providing that electricity. Why are they taking something that they're not giving you?
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal is
I thought
over
that's
there?
what the government did. They take things that they don't give to you, Vel. Taxing.
They just taxing.
I am very tired of a government that just only looks at a way to make resources or a way to raise money only by taxation.
Mm-hmm. That's all they do. That's all they can. That's all they think about. They don't think. You could be sitting there. You look at yourself. You're like, got a pretty pussy. I think people are gonna pay. Let me open an OnlyFans account. I'm just gonna do this because we know OnlyFans is OnlyFans, and I'm just gonna do my thing, and then people are gonna pay for it. The government is like, yeah, we see that clitoris.
Yeah, you must pay
pay the money. Also, but why does the government have this voice all the time?
Because the government is malevolent.
The government is malevolent. And they're out there, they're like, yeah, no.
I want the money.
We want the money for that masturbation. That masturbation. We want the money for your masturbation. We want the money for that pornographic material. Like, you're out here just trying to make legal porn. You get, out here, you're just trying to make money off the internet.
That's interesting.
People are willing to pay for it. And here you are trying to, like, the government's trying to take that shit away from you.
And I know you don't work for SARS, so you might not know. But I mean, they already, like, if I watch porn, do they obviously tax, do they, like, how does that work? I'm just thinking, like, how's it going to work when they do the OnlyFans account thing? I suppose it's revenue that is coming in. I'm just thinking, like, even people that have their own channels, like us, how would we get taxed if our following started to really rise to gargantuan numbers? And we know that you guys are out there about to do
Of course, you just haven't gotten the
subscribe button so that we can look up how we can pay our taxes when we start making our money. But
look, I don't know.
I wonder how it works.
I honestly don't know either. Because look, when it comes to services like OnlyFans and everything, you are basically using money that you have already earned, I get it.
Yeah.
And then you're just paying for a service that somebody else is offering.
Yima, can you please repeat that? Sometimes you say yes like you understand, but actually...
Oh, you don't. I get it. Like, they can't... Okay, the question that you were asking, are you saying are they taxing...
I'm saying even for us.
Yeah.
When our numbers go up, how will we pay out... Okanye, do we pay taxes after we've earned the money and it's in our bank account?
Yes.
And then we have to honestly report this is how much money we actually
Yeah, I think that's where it comes from. That's the only way they can do, because... The money that we're generating, we won't necessarily be generating it from a service that's operating. Well, they're operating in the country, but they're not of the country. So we'll be getting paid in that currency or whatever, based on that business model. So we'll have to honestly declare this
Okay,
money and all of that. So I think that's the model behind
So
it.
like USARS doesn't go to YouTube and say, give us a list of all of the channels from South Africa. And then okay, we can see Umani should have made this much money. Because I guess they can't go so far as to say, Google, give us the advertising contract, you know?
Hey man, the long arm of the law
Maybe they could,
is long. Anything that gets to a point where it generates money and a serious amount of money where people are actually making careers off of that, and because whatever it is that generates money from the country is under the labor law or whatever.
Yeah. It's like their jurisdiction.
That jurisdiction, they kind of can do that. Now, when it comes to internet, I don't know what the regulations are. Like, I don't know if like these fucking influencers that are making money from the internet and whatever, they get taxed on that money. I don't know. I think they are because you are earning income. It is an income stream that you're generating.
But I think I agree with you that they have to declare.
Yeah,
how much
they have
they've
to declare,
made,
yes.
And then they only when I think in a case where SARS has reason to believe that you have lied or that you've been corrupt, can they probably make special means to really find out the advertising contracts on your channel and all those kind of revenues that you would have made from your channel. But I'm okay with OnlyFans being taxed.
Why?
Because
Anything on the okay. Never mind what I was gonna say.
Because you're earning income, bro. It's like I think even eventually taxes should be taxed. I mean, I'm paying taxes. Tax everybody.
My thing is, man, I'm against. I don't like tax.
But I'm against people generating their own electricity and being taxed.
Oh yeah.
I do think they must pay you ESCOM to use the grid if they want to sell the electricity to other people.
Yes.
And then they must be taxed on the revenue they make from the electricity that they sell, over and above the money that they pay to ESCOM to use.
So if they now start generating a service from the sun, and then now they are giving that electricity, distributing.
If you're selling it to someone else,
okay,
then
you
must
that
get paid
basis
for the revenue that you've made for the electricity that you've sold.
I just don't like tax in general, man.
Who does?
I don't like tax in general. Like I do not like tax. I don't like the fact that you have you are paying for your existence in the I don't know, man. I think
you would feel maybe differently about tax if we had a more transparent government that you felt was using our tax money better.
Yes, And if they weren't trying, if they weren't taxing so much, because I mean, you don't know how much money we pay.
Yeah, we're one of the most taxed countries in the world.
You know what I mean?
And also, like, I think because we are taxed, in fact, everybody in the world, USARS should be more transparent. We should you should have annual report SARS mailed to you when it comes out. We should just information should be out like that so that they can be more transparent about what actually happens. Even if they don't tell us everything, but we must understand how much the whole country was taxed. From what sectors where they taxed the most, just so we can also understand who actually has the most power in the country, who's giving most money to like the organization that is giving money that is dispensed by the government to do things.
Yeah,
it's an important
thing, and we should be privy to that.
Also, so that we can feel better about paying the tax in the first place.
Exactly, bro. Because now we don't know where that money goes. We just know that we paying it into the government kitty, and we don't know who decides what. I mean, the treasury, yes, I guess, but then we don't, and half of the time we know and we can see that it's being grossly misused. You know what I mean?
Even though like it is being used properly, we also know that it's also sometimes misused.
Grossly misused.
Maybe not directly from the people that collect it. Maybe I don't know. But somewhere
in the collection system, somehow. You know what I mean? But we're not gonna say all tax is used badly. No, there's been obviously things that have been used for the good of the people, infrastructure and all that has been built since. But still, man, there's a lot of corruption that has just been happening. And I think, like you said earlier, we would be okay with it if it was leveled well. You know what I'm saying? But at the moment it isn't.
Just tell us a little bit more.
Yeah,
just tell us a little bit more.
Yeah,
and I mean, just on the energy tax, I think if you are generating your own electricity for your own household, there you shouldn't be taxed. But once you use the grid, which is provided by a state-owned entity, no, I mean the grid.
No, I get you.
There you should pay the tax but the tax only on the revenue when you've sold.
So what are you saying? Are you saying I have electricity generating it for from the sun to my house. But then I decide to take that electricity and now I sell it to Kwanda. But it's still from the same sun.
Basically, it's like you must be taxed on your excess
On the
electricity
excess
that you sell to other people, and even then.
So
you
the
must
business model of you that when you're generating income from that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool,
If you are generating extra, in fact, not even extra. If you are selling the electricity that you're generating, you must be taxed on that revenue.
Okay, no, that I do agree with. But if it's
you
just
are
chilling
doing
there by your
push-ups
house,
to power your influencer light, you mustn't be taxed on that.
yeah, you text me on my ability to do 100 push-ups
you
for a
must be
light.
taxed on that.
Yeah, no. Also, man, come on. Like, also, if you're jacking off your own dick, or rubbing your own clitoris, or having sex in your own house and filming and selling it to people, you must not be taxed for that too.
I don't know. You're selling it. If you want to keep it and watch it,
yeah, no.
maybe don't be taxed.
Look, I do agree with
But
you.
as soon as you sell it,
if we're in a space where any kind of income, legal income generation is being taxed, you should be. Question is how much though, because I mean there are tiers to this thing.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
Sure. I think
Question is how much.
I think they must differentiate. It's a lot more work for SARS, but they must differentiate between the different kinds of influencers.
Yeah.
Somebody that's coming in and trying to, it's like there's no nuances like that when it comes to tax, and there should be, especially for such an unequal society. Somebody that is an influencer that is earning hundreds of thousands must be taxed more, but somebody that is only starting out and has earned their first bit of money shouldn't be. Okanye, maybe they can have like an envelope, an amount that everybody can be taxed, but you must be able to, if you feel that you have a case to make because you have a lot more relatives that depend on you, or things like that, you must be able to write to SARS and say, Chong, actually I need to pay less now because I'm paying for somebody's school fees. I'm paying.
But you see how flawed the model of taxing is now, because now you know what I mean. That's how flawed.
I mean the model of having a centralized government
is flawed. You know what I mean? It's really flawed. So. How are they going to control that? I don't know. How many, as we continue to record in this very professional manner that we operate in, still it is recording. How are they going to get to know? Can you imagine though? Can you imagine?
Imagine what?
SARS having a OnlyFans investigator. You'll be out there watching an OnlyFans video, and the next thing there's a SARS ad. While you are watching the pornographic material, have you paid your tax?
No under 18s.
I wonder who's that guy that's gonna get that job, to go investigate everyone on Pornhub. Everyone. Yeah?
Desmond Dube.
How is Desmond Dube got that?
Desmond Dube, he's the guy also fika paya nangiti when they're doing those Holland adverts, people are operating, it just arrives there. Hey! These people, they are expensive. Very expensive. These people are expensive.
You see
this woman.
You see this woman?
She's very expensive.
With a shaven vagina. Bless her, but she's very expensive.
Yeah, but they're ridiculous.
I know, Shem. No, man. I think yeah. If you're gonna be logic and say normal playing field, nobody should be exempt from tax. If we're all gonna be taxed, regardless of how you make your money, let's all be taxed. But then regulate it better, because I mean these people are making an honest living. There's nothing wrong with being on OnlyFans or on Pornhub for whatever and making your money, and it's legal and you can do it and it's allowed within
and teach
the
us
bounds
in school,
of the
man. Why
country.
don't we have a tax subject from like grade 5?
I don't know. Also, follow us on OnlyFans.
See this white shirt come off.
We'll put our exclusive material on.
Vis-a-vis.
Vis-a-vis. That way, promo code is vis-a-vis. Nah, man. I don't think.
But they should teach tax from an early age.
Yes, that I do.
So that people
I do.
teach tax from an early age, and also be more transparent about what actually happens with tax.
That money.
I'm sure there are people there that might comment and say, annual report, you can get it on the link. No. You might want the link yako.
Exactly.
There must be a show right before generations that talks about tax.
And also use proper language, because I mean the language. If you try to read any of those things, man, you know, just the jargon that they use in there to confuse the enemy, basically. You know, it is so like heavily worded that layman people, I wouldn't even fucking understand.
And I think Obakeng, like on a serious point, there is room for people to willingly pay tax, even people in the informal market.
Yes.
If we had a culture of, look, we are a very unequal country. Everybody that's earning a little bit of money, consider that when you are paying tax, some of it is going to, people that cannot earn.
Yes.
But you would need a SARS that is transparent so that everybody can play ball and be willing to give up some of their money, so that we would even volunteer if you are below the radar.
Yes.
It should be a thing that we volunteer to go give money to SARS. We shouldn't be trying to hide
the money, yeah, because all we're doing right now is everybody is from the highest corporation to the spaza shop down the road,
to the guy doing,
you know what I mean, to the
guy doing
push everybody is trying to, because the government is just really just trying to take too much from people that are already, I mean, very much not earning well and even close to the poverty line. Very close to the poverty line, and still want to take.
And if they had themselves created a culture of, you are contributing and we are transparent, here's what we do with the money, people wouldn't feel some kind of way about paying the tax, and we would be okay with our levels
and
of
we'd
tax
see
paying.
the benefits of what we are paying for
benefits.
around us. We would see people being elevated out of poverty. We'd see jobs being created. We'd see corporations being allowed to run and employ people. You know what I mean? All the nice things that we want to see. We'd see lots of less unemployment and those kind of things.
Yeah.
Because countries who have and I'm willing to bet that there are countries that are more transparent about where money goes, and where you can see that it's been properly governed. I think people don't have a problem with paying the tax. They don't even complain about
except
it.
Except the really rich people just don't want to pay tax.
Of course. If I was earning top dollar billionaires, I wouldn't want to pay that much tax as well.
How is it? Okay, but why?
Maybe because I'm selfish.
Suppose makes sense.
And yeah, and I think also maybe those peeps wouldn't want to pay tax because of quote, the countries that they're running in, and they know that it's not necessarily being used well, and they've been overly taxed, because that money could mean growth for their countries. Growth for their companies, and you know what I mean. But yeah, much of a muchness.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I mean, you probably won't get that rich if you're not selfish in the first place.
Of course, yeah. No, you have to have some kind of a certain level of selfish for you to even get that rich. Because you don't just make that kind of money.
Or a high level of selfish to get that rich.
You don't just make that kind of money. But anyway, yeah, that's I hate tax just in general. I hate money being taken away from me for no. Well, it's not no reason, but I just don't. Money that I've worked very hard for and it's just been taken away. Just I don't like that.
Yeah, and just a disclaimer, I don't love tax.
I understand it to a degree,
but what can be done?
But yeah. So remember, if you are going to have sex on camera, rub your clitoris, jack your penis, and put it on OnlyFans, there's a chance in the future that the government will be knocking on your door and wanting that jerk-off money, that clit money, that sex money, that whatever it is that you do money on there. There's a possibility that happening. That's what's up. I don't know. I have nothing else to say about that whole thing. I'm done.
We haven't made money yet, so we're just babbling right now. It hasn't
don't come for our YouTube money once we have it, government, because we won't freely give it. We won't declare. But it's gonna be.
But if you guys want to see what happens, hit that subscribe button.
That's a belief, man. Hit that subscribe button. Share the podcast with your friends, your family. Hit a like. Don't hit a dislike, because I don't like seeing those. But we haven't had one yet, so we're still good. We haven't. We just had very much likes. And also, still remember, man. I cannot stress this enough. We are available on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, on Anchor, on other services that they've sent me emails about that I don't know. I've never heard before. There's another one called Rocket.
Joe Rogan.
Rocket. Pow, Joe Rogan. We have a picture with Joe Rogan. Just.
Did you see him kicking that machine?
No.
Yeah, bro. He looks like if he kicks you, you will die.
But Joe Rogan is a beast, though.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan
yeah.
Joe Rogan. Listen, before Joe Rogan was a comedian, he was a professional martial artist. The guy was doing
Taekwondo, you said,
Taekwondo and all of these things. He was gonna be a professional fighter. That's what he was gonna do with his life.
No.
So that's why he's like a proper fight enthusiast. Like if you listen to Joe Rogan commentate on sports, especially fight sports, man, the motherfucker knows what he's talking about. Like it's not just the
I can see from the kicks.
No, he's a
That's
solid
another one
guy.
that can generate energy if he wants from those kicks. I'm telling you, go watch that video of those kicks, my nigga. Yeah.
Joe Rogan can generate his own electricity
Yes,
from the
yes.
game. Yeah, no, Joe Rogan is a beast, man. And I think that one of the reasons why I actually like his podcast and his content, maybe because like I
Because it
also
probably makes a lot of references you understand.
yeah, a lot. And he also knows a lot of shit about shit. You know what I mean? That's one thing I love. About
He's
him.
lived quite a life, Shame.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I don't know. We still had a few other things to talk about, but I'm all talked out. I don't know about you.
Now I'm all talked out.
I'm all talked out, man.
Can I say one more thing about Joe Rogan?
Yes, sir.
It's one of the sexiest things he ever said. He said whenever he goes to a comedy show, he likes to drive his Porsche and park right in front of the comedy show. And then pop out his Porsche because that just makes him feel like the shit.
I'd do that shit too.
He says he's hella nervous all the way until he parks his Porsche in front of everybody. Then he's like, if I'm not funny, motherfuckers, just know that I'm
rich,
better than you.
bitch. Look, man, look.
And plus your kaba.
I'm not gonna lie, ne? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'll behave the same way if I had Joe Rogan money. I'll still be cool. I mean, I won't be an asshole. You know what I mean? I won't be an asshole.
I don't know. You said you didn't even want to pay tax.
But yo, I'm stunting on you motherfuckers.
And you've already told us you'd be selfish.
Yo, yeah. But I'm telling you that I'm stunting on you motherfuckers. Ay, nizonya. I mean, I'm not gonna talk to you funny, but I'm stunting on you motherfuckers like crazy. Yay! I'm stunting, Baba. I'm
101.
stunting.
I teach you how to stunt.
Yep, no doubt, man, no doubt. But did you enjoy yourself, homie?
Always, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed myself too. This was a nice one. I think.
Always a nice one.
We had a great flow.
Very interesting topics today, actually.
No damn doubt.
Very varied.
Follow us on OnlyFans. But we are still the Easy Just Podcast. Myself, Obakeng Moroe, and of course my boy drinking his water and backwashing. The fuck. Yeah, man. This has been another episode. This has been vis-a-vis, and what was the other one? Buyer's remorse. Vis-a-vis. Buyer's remorse. This was a great episode of the Easy Just Podcast. We'll catch you on the next one, episode 9. Thank you so much for your support, for the likes, for the shares, everyone that has been supporting this podcast since the first episode. We're only on our 8th now. We are
really grateful.
Very, very great. In the comments as well. Tell your peoples about it. This has been fun. I enjoyed myself. And we will see you on the next one. We will hear you. We will like. We will follow. We will see you also on Spotify and all those other platforms that we are available on.
Yeah.
Peace and much love. Sutinduk. Peace.